What up, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. 35, back at it again. Listen, I really appreciate everyone coming on and showing your love to the show. Representing Mr. 35. Hold on, man. Forgive me. I don't know why. What else I was buzzing. But anyway, welcome to the show. We got another coach coming on. We got a coach coming on today. We'd like to show him some love. All right, show him some love. But right after, let's see, right after the jump. Again, like I said, I'm back at it again, Mr. 35 here. I like to take a few seconds here to, well, to my Pacers played a good game. Okay. My Indiana Pacers played a good game, and Lord no, I wanted them to win so bad, but they did good. They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and they dropped the neck. 2 games we supposed to won. Then let Jalen Brown get hot, and I don't know what happened on this, but they're young. That's what I'm praying for. They're young. Rick Carlisle got them going good, but they made it. A lot of teams say they can't make it to the Eastern Conference Final. We made it. Enough about me. Today we got a coach from St. Ursula Academy, all the way from here in Ohio. But at this time, let's not keep our guests waiting. Let us admit it. He's waiting in the waiting room. Let's see if Coach Brown. Let's see. Here he come. Here he come. Trying to make sure we get him on, guys.
What's going on?
What up, Coach?
How's it going?
How's it going? There we go.
There we go.
Oh,
We in.
hey, we in there. We in there like Spamware, as they used to say when back in the day, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Hey, boy, let us welcome to the 3-5 Sports Show new head coach of St. Ursula Academy. Coach, congratulations, Coach. Congratulations. I can't wait. Can't wait to see what you're going to put on the show. But first, this is your story. Let's get into the question. Um, let's see. So the first question we're gonna ask: did you play? Where do you play your high school ball, man, Coach Brown?
So I graduated from Toledo Christian, the class of 2012. That's where I attended and played high school basketball at, right here in Toledo.
Okay, so from there, where you went to? Did you go to college?
Yeah, I went to college. I didn't go to play though. I went for school. I attended Wright State, majored
Okay.
in communications there, and then made my way back home after that.
So Coach Brown, what made you this 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 not? Because I met you at Toledo Top 64. What
Right.
made you this nice man want to teach some knucklehead like me? Why, Coach? Why?
I always just had a passion for just development and like helping people get better no matter where you at. From like high school days, like my high school coach, I remember my senior year, I won like it was an award, the coaches award on the team, because I was always like a coach on the floor or on the if I was on the bench, like I was always like intrigued with the thought of like coaching and developing and helping people get where they need to be.
Man, that's a nice coach. Now, what was your first coaching job? Like, the first coaching job, like, sitting on a bench, what team or where at? Everybody like to know. What was your first?
Crazy enough, It was at St. Ursula.
What?
It was
Really?
at Ursula. It was. I was working for Tiny Bradford, who was the head coach at Loris now for the women. It was her first year there, and she kind of like gave me an opportunity after a summer league game. I think it was out in Otsego, and I coached. I did a really good job with the girls and stuff. So then I took on a freshman role there and kind of worked my way up after that. But yeah, that was my first. I was 20 years old. That was my first time being on the bench and being a part of a team. It was actually St. Ursula, which is crazy how it all comes full circle.
That's crazy because you know my first thought was Lords because I saw you with
Yeah,
Hobson.
yeah,
So have you ever from Coach Wall and Coach Hop, what are some things that you learned from them that you take away from the basketball program that they be putting together?
man. Really, like meeting Coach Hop was like such a blessing when he came back and started doing stuff because he really like mentored me like and changed like a lot of things and helped me grow like more than he probably even know. Like I just remember like it would be like just random times he'd call me like if you need anything like let me know you're gonna be good at this like type deal just feeding into me and believing in me and then like one of the biggest pieces of advice like a few years back he gave me that I've been carrying with me for like this whole journey is if you're gonna do something, do it your way, because it's gonna help you sleep better at night. I never forget those words that he gave me when it was kind of a rough period of like second guessing and stuff. And ever since then, like I've been living by that with this coaching, and it's got me like where I am today. Like so, I'm just blessed to like know somebody like that who's done things he has, and I still keep in touch with Hop. I love the way he run his program. I take bits and pieces of what he do and try to implement it for myself as well. But yeah, I learned a lot. I still do learn a lot from him. Like I try to keep in contact with him as much as I can.
So, Coach Brown, will you be coaching? There was a question that came in. Will you be coaching girls or boys?
I'll be coaching girls. Yep. So I'm a head varsity girls coach. But right now I'm actually coaching AAU. I am coaching boys for AAU, a 15U team on the Adidas circuit,
Okay.
Phenom United. So I am coaching boys right now for AAU. But once AAU over, I'm totally locked in on the girls side.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So now, what? So what is St. Ursula like? What are you taking on? Like, what was their season last year, and what is your expectation for this year?
So last year was my first year coming back. I kind of saw like where the program wasn't like heading in a great direction, and it was kind of just like in a spot that like being there. I'm like we was working on something before I left, and to see it kind of like slowly deteriorate, kind of like brought me back to like where I hit up the AD. Like, look, man, like I'm willing to help. So I hopped on staff. They hired a coach real late. She was a teacher in the building, Elena. Uh, really not that much experience. So like I was kind of a new role for me, kind of like being a more of a mentor and guiding and stuff like that. But that was like something I wanted because like I felt like everything I've learned over these years prepared me to give to somebody else. And I
Right.
felt like that was the perfect like situation for me. And when I got there, like it was tough because you didn't have a summer with the team. Like I just came in October. I didn't know any players, like what they were doing prior, nothing. So like you had to learn, I had to learn during the season what worked and what didn't, which is tough to do. Usually a summer you figure out like this is what we're gonna have to do going into the season. So it was a big adjustment. But through that, I saw like the potential. Like the record didn't show it because we weren't very good last year,
Mhm.
but you can see like there's something there that if you just invest in it, it can become something very big. And that's what always intrigued me about. Like that's why I took the job when it was offered to me. Is like I know like what I'm capable of doing, and I feel like that this program matches what I'm capable of doing.
Okay. Now, coach, now the girls basketball is blowing up. You know, the WNBA, you got your Paige Beckham, Caitlin Clark, you got different Juju Watson. You got many different girls. Miss Jackson or LA Sparks coming off the bench. You
Yeah,
posted that, killing the game.
balling.
But um, how do you plan on? What is your philosophy for these young ladies? Just a few things that you're gonna be like your basis. Like Coach Hop said, you're gonna do it your way. What
Yeah.
is your
So,
foundation? What is your
well, my
building
foundation is gonna be like we gonna have core values, and one of the biggest ones is gonna be everybody being connected. That's gonna be the biggest thing I harp on. Like from day one is just connectivity. Like it's not gonna be a one person show. You know what I mean? Like I want everybody bought in, no matter if your minutes not where they at, whether you playing big minutes, whether this game ain't yours. Know that it's one mission that we on, which is to reach the top. So I that's my biggest thing. On the basketball side, really like this summer, I'm big on teaching. So I wanna like do a lot of things right now to make them uncomfortable. You know, not kind of run a lot of offense, but just teach a lot of concepts of the game and like this is what you do need to do, this is how you react to this and that. And really just hone in on like teaching them how to play the game, like how to move the ball, how to cut, how to do the little things, how to just be connected and together. Because I feel like summer's the time to do it because it's not no pressure. Like those games don't really mean much. It's for that. So just like teaching them how to play through like random things and different situations gonna be big this summer, and really honing in on defense is gonna be like one of my bigger ones because I'm a big believer if you can't guard, you can't play because there's going to be a point in time where you can't put that ball in the basket. You're going to have to be able to guard. So I'm going to be
plan?
big on defense this summer.
Okay, now girls, you hear that now? Snap your fingers. I
Yeah.
I can't do. I'm sorry. Hear that, girl? Hey, coach, like if you can't shoot, you better know how to do it.
No, you better be able to guard some.
You better be able to guard somebody. All right, but I know you've seen some of the girls last year, like you say, you came in October. Um, has any of them, without saying their name, stand out like someone with some kind of potential to reach a nuts, maybe get a scholarship type of deal or something like that?
Yeah, no, I'm up for. I'm a name drop. Riley Riker is somebody I'm looking for to have a huge year this year. She's one of I'm not trying to put pressure on her, but she probably one of the top shooters in Northwest Ohio, and she probably don't even know it. But when she dialed in, she can shoot with the best of them. And I'm looking to unlock more out of her this year, putting her in situations where like you running off screens anytime you open, like just having that mentality to shoot and really expanding her game even more. She's kind of one of the more slept on girls I would say in the area. She's a
Mhm.
worker. Like this spring, was huge. Her leadership has been huge. Like I kind of took a step away from like trying to get girls to come to workouts. She took full control of it. Was getting girls to show up to workouts constantly. She was at workouts, busting her butt. So I expect like a lot from her this year. She gonna make some noise for sure. And she is a collegiate basketball player. She'll end up playing after this. I know it for sure.
Sweet man, sweet man. So now I just want to ask, like players like South Carolina and maybe BG, they got one of South Carolina coaches. How do you how do you get girls to buy into that? Like if you want to go here, put that work in, like you were saying. How do you get them to see? Because some girl have the potential, like you say,
Right.
they don't see themselves as like, oh, this is it. I'm gonna be done. I'm just go college and do nothing. But you got the potential to
Yeah.
be that lady.
Right.
How do you get that
Well,
out of them?
it's interesting you bring up South Carolina. Like a lot of people know, like I'm real close with Zaya Cook, and I when she home, I train her throughout the summer. I have been for the past couple years. So like just seeing her journey and process has been like real enlightening when it comes to like what it takes to be a successful basketball player on the women's side. Cause she like is a gym rat and like from a young age, like at first it started with like having a plan, I think. Like that's one thing I learned from her. Like she's been having a plan in motion since a young age. So it's like it's not like it's work. It's like you going in doing what you love daily and what you set out to be daily. So I think like for any like one pursuing like a higher level of excellence and making it to the next level, you have to have a plan and you have to have a great support system. It takes a great support system to reach that. Like you cannot do this journey on your own. And a lot of people feel like they can, but everybody needs somebody in this. And I think that's the biggest thing is like surround yourself with great people who know the game, who gonna support you, whether you're doing good, whether you're doing bad, and just lock into whatever your plan is. And there's gonna be some days where it's rough. It is. Like that's just part of it. Anything you do, like that's part of the journey. But like there's always gonna be reward if you're doing the right things. It may not happen on your time, but it's gonna happen soon enough. So like just kind of just embracing that process and being bought into to the daily things and not trying to look too far ahead or think about what you did wrong, but just staying present in the everyday of what you got to do is huge when you're chasing that collegiate career. And it can be obtained. All it takes is work and dedication. That's all it takes and just a belief in yourself and a plan that whatever plan you have for yourself, just sticking to it.
So the question is here, how do you like you know how Dion just went into Colorado and he put his philosophy, tough, fat, physical, smart character,
Yeah.
and a lot of coaches have that saying. Do you have a saying like you are always gonna say like this is how I'm gonna build my team? Like you said, you hit on a little bit about defense and communication, like togetherness. But what is your saying that you're gonna always stress to the young ladies? Do
One
you
thing
have?
my I've thought about it, and what the first thing that came to mind is gold standard. That's like what we're gonna be built on is a gold standard. Like you to reach excellence, like we chasing gold. You know what I mean? Like everybody want that stand on that podium and hold that gold medal up. You know what I mean? So that's our standard. We got a gold standard of we want to be on top of that podium at the end of the year, holding up that trophy and getting the medals. You know what I mean? So the gold standard is something like that everybody gonna know. And like as soon as you hear it, you gonna know like, okay, this is it's time to go.
Okay. Now the biggest thing that one coach told me about is his players transferring. Like you said, you have a sharpshooter in this. What was her name? Riley.
Wiley Riker, yep.
Riley Rikers. And they got other coaches poaching. He said he had a problem with that with some of his guys. How do you develop this young lady and she's about to be the lady, and the other girls are following. How do you keep them at home? How do you keep this? Because it's a trend now, like
Yeah,
the
for sure.
transfer portal and everything. How do we keep that home with your
I
program?
think the biggest thing is just having relationships is huge. Like I feel like a lot of coaches just kind of feel like they players like you not supposed to leave or you're not supposed to do these things and it's my way or whatever. But like if you don't have that relationship with that kid and that kid don't trust you, it's gonna be easy for them to leave when they hear something else. But if you have like a strong built relationship with that kid and they understand like you really got a plan for them and you really like invested in their future and what they want to do, they gonna stay with you through it all. You know what I mean? I think that's one of the big and with the parents as well. That's another key part. A lot of people like I'm seeing in this game, like that's the first thing I heard when I took these jobs, like, how you gonna deal with parents and this but it's like you can't be in fear of like parents. Like at the end of the day, these they kids. You got to work with them. Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? We all at the end of the day supposed to be a family. And it's gonna be times where of course they don't agree with you. You can't take that personal. There's gonna be times you don't agree with them. They shouldn't take it personal. But we all gotta work on the same common goal. So I think like building relationships with your kids and your parents is huge. And that's one thing like being around Zaya, I saw from Coach Staley at South Carolina, like she would always be in contact with Zaya parents whenever there was a problem or something going on. And it was like times where Zaya probably wanted to leave early on, you know what I mean? But like
Mhm.
having that relationship with her and her parents and making her see like the vision and trusting in it was huge in her process and what she what she went through. So like that's something I learned, like seeing that, like you can't be afraid to have relationships with the parents in a good, healthy way, and not in a way of like whatever, like I'm gonna just brush you off or whatever you say, but like have real conversations, like because some good stuff can come out of them more than negatives that people think about.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you on that, Coach. So, well, some people is asking, have you picked your staff yet? Like, and on your staff is those people like who share the same common goals as you, your same viewpoint.
So my staff is not completely done yet, but I retained my JV coach Alicia Gines. Last year was her first year coaching. She gonna be a really good coach. She loves the game. She wants to work. She wants to get better daily. Like and coming in, like you can just see that, and like I'm gonna be like a big focal point for her, like helping her keep building her resume and her career. So and the girls loved her, you know, and that's the biggest thing. Like when you get your team to rock with you, everything becomes so much easier. And like just seeing like the relationship she had with those kids, like it was a no-brainer to bring her back. And then I also just added Alyssa Snyder as my head assistant. She was at Bowser High School last year. And I was kind of searching around and kind of asking people, and her name just kept popping up, kept popping up. So I'm like, I got to look into this like deeply, and like seeing like she grind, like she really gonna grind. She really gonna do her what she got to do, and like meeting with her and talking about everything. Like I feel like we can both be a big help for each other. You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah,
something like I don't got everything figured out. I'm not a know-it-all. I know I don't have everything figured out. Like I know I'm gonna do some dumb stuff, make some dumb decisions, but I know like hiring her going, she gonna have my back. Like, and I know that, and she gonna like help me with the things I'm weak at. I'm gonna help her with some of the things she want to get better at, and we kind of work off each other. And having somebody that's come from winning is gonna be big too as we try to change this culture around here.
and that's a good word you said, Coach. Culture. Now, how do you change the culture at St. Ursula? How do you get the people excited about your latest program?
You gotta give them something to be excited about. So it's gonna have to come from our daily habits and people seeing how truly invested we are to become a good team this year. So like being out, I think one of the bigger things is being out in the community more. It's gonna be huge for us. Like showing people like how much we want to outsource and care and want to give back is gonna be huge in building our culture outside just that gym. You know what I mean? I want to have an atmosphere like where everybody like is supporting this program, not just the people within, but like the whole community. So community outreach is going to be big in building our culture and just like showing our work more. I think that was one thing. Like you know, right now like social media is a big thing. Like
Yep,
and
sure.
like having like I'm gonna push our girls like out there like to show like this is a legit product and this is something like people should come see because I know they're gonna do the work and I
Mhm.
know we're gonna be successful in doing it. So just building a culture up, it's gonna have to start from day one. Like I told them when I met with them when I got the job, it's only three things I'm gonna ever ask you of you: show up, work hard, and listen. If you can do those three things, we're gonna be better than a lot of people. Just do those three things every day. I ain't even say nothing about how you shoot the three ball, how you dribble, none athleticism, none of that. Those three things is gonna carry us a long way. So just embodying those three habits every day is gonna help change this culture a lot.
Man, that's nice. Everyone, this is Mr. 3-5. I'm here with Coach, new head coach of St. Ursula Academy here in Northwest Ohio. If you really want to ask me a question, I'm going live on YouTube and um, X. So just leave me a message if you got a question for Coach. Coach, so what's the schedule like? Have you got your schedule to see what y'all will be like next year? This coming up year?
Yeah, I've seen. I don't think it's totally finished, but I've seen we got some. I think it's a fairly good schedule after mapping it out, kind of seeing where we at and the teams that we playing is at. You know, it's been a lot of turnaround in the area with coaches and stuff like that. So you kind of going into an unknown. Like you can look at it and be like, well, last year, but like a lot of teams like have kind of revamped things and bring in some new energy and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's kind of going to be a filling out process early on to kind of see where everything is. But I think our schedule is set up pretty well for us to succeed early and keep building for that tournament, which is the biggest part of the year.
So this is a question coming in. I think this is from Cleveland. What division are you guys?
So they just did the divisions over, going to 7 divisions now from
Okay.
4. So we moved to Division 3 um, now out of the 7 divisions.
All right. So in that division, so who in this area, I always heard about Roger, Star, and Bowser's places like that. What division would they be considered as? Would
I
they be
believe they
uh,
are 3 as well. I believe
okay,
most of Northwest Ohio is 3. I know it was only 2 teams that stayed Division 1, which was Perrysburg and Whitmer. And I
okay,
think maybe Anthony Wayne is D2 and Finley. And then everybody else kind of that the bigger schools kind of went to that D3, D4 area. So
okay. Man. So, coach, man, so when you got the news, so how was you feeling, man, when you got the news to be a head coach?
man, I'm blessed. That's first thing. Like God been so good to me. Like because like the journey I've been on, like to reach this point has been like I would have honestly, to be real, I never like if you would have told me like 2 years ago I was gonna be a head coach right now, I would have said you was crazy. I would have because like my mind just wasn't on that at that time. Like I was so invested in my training and like developing players individually, like that I would have never thought I would come back into coaching and be a high school coach this upcoming year. But I'm blessed, man, and I'm excited for the opportunity because it's gonna help me grow and it's gonna help the girls in the program grow. And I'm just ready. I'm ready to get to it. We got a good June schedule for the summer, so I'm just locked in, ready to go.
Man, can you imagine that they're gonna be like, man, Toledo almost Rockets at St. Ursula. You know,
Yeah,
can you imagine seeing one of your girls playing D1 somewhere in Bowling Green or South Carolina or somewhere like that, just seeing
yeah,
one of
that'd
your
be
girls
crazy.
play, man. You
Yeah,
ain't
that
gonna
would
cry,
be.
coach. You ain't gonna cry
I
over it.
wouldn't. No, I'll be one happy coach though for sure.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. We got a question here. This from Tyler. Uh, it says they said after the collegiate your college high school. Oh, I think I already asked this question. Why start coaching? Um, I
Yeah.
guess that's the question. Yeah. Why start coaching?
Like I said earlier, I'm always been like in that mode of wanting to get back and coach. I love basketball. I also play football, but basketball always been my first love, and it's kind of like I love the strategic part of basketball, like how to figure things out and map things out. Has always been like kind of like one of the biggest passions of mine. Is it intrigued me to get into coaching and just kind of seeing like the impact that a coach can have on somebody is huge, and that's always something that I wanted to be a part of too. So that's really why I got into it.
So, coach, this is another question. This I guess it's a question. How do
Mhm.
you view the way college basketball is going as far as the women league?
How do I think it's going? Like
Yeah.
college basketball. I mean, it's trending. Like yeah, we saw it this year. Like they was like them ratings was ridiculous. Like some we never seen before in the game. But it just goes to show like people just getting hip to it. But it's been a good product for a little minute. But
Oh
now
yeah.
like it's kind of aligning with kind of like how the NBA is. Like you got more storylines, You got more like star players like that everybody can tune in and watch to. And it's different from the boys game. Most like college boys basketball teams, you
Mhm.
watching the teams, but with the girls, you watching like them players, them superstars. You tapped in to like what they doing more than so much the team, and I think that's big. Like hearing these girls' stories, like where they came from, and how they came up, and how they got here, and like just building that those kind of storylines has been huge for women's college basketball. And then what helps is you hear them and then when you turn on the game, it matches. Like they never. This whole tournament, the matchups didn't let us down. It was
No,
as good. It was good as advertised.
it
So
was
that's
good.
all for your league when you got a big story like that, and then you watch it and it lives up to that. Like that's an impressive thing. So like the game just gonna keep rising. Like it's so like with Juju Watkins, like she as a
Uh,
freshman what she did, and you got her for another 3 years. Like Paige
mhm.
Beckers returning. Like next year, it's gonna be even better, probably.
Oh,
Like
it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. Somebody, that's what I'm saying. Most of the college guys, I mean, they're getting paid now. Why leave? Develop
yeah,
yourself. And I think that's what's hurting men's college
yeah,
basketball
for
is
sure.
the one and done. They just leaving or just like,
Yeah, and I think they portal is a little more crazier than the women's side. Like you get like 1,000 some guys into their portal. Like women, it's not as much movement either. So you know your familiar face is gonna be where they're gonna be at for the most part too. I think that's a huge factor in it too. It's not as much movement in the girls' game as it is the boys' game.
let me ask you something, Cole. What happened to guys staying at the college and working on, trying to work their best to get up, trying to
Yeah,
just what happened to that? That now it's like if you don't let me play, I'm gonna leave. If
yeah.
you don't that bag, I'm gonna leave. But at the same time, you may never get to play. You hit that
Yeah.
transfer.
No, like, and that's what like I think that's a mentality that's been kind of brought in lately. Is like everybody think the grass is greener on the other side until they get to that other side. You know what I mean? Because it's
Right.
like you got to be like some cases like you probably should leave. Like if you in a situation where like your mental health ain't right, like you can obviously tell the coach like it's gonna be out like you're not gonna play here. You probably should leave. Like you do get that, but for the most part, like I think these young guys struggle with the idea of just because you leave doesn't mean everything's going to change. You still bringing what you left with you. Like it started with you. You got to change. You got to look at yourself and be like, did I check every single box to get me on the floor before you make a decision to leave? Because if you don't, you're just gonna put yourself in that situation again when you transfer. And I think that's a lot of what we're seeing is like people not being honest with these kids. Like you get kids that's transferring that have no film. Like who really gonna take you on if you shooting 10% from three, you played 5 minutes, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. It's like,
Yeah.
let's be realistic about this. Like try to grind it out and see what you can get for another year before you think like you're gonna get somewhere with averaging 5 points and 10 minutes a game. You know what I mean? It just don't work like that. And I think like uh that's the biggest thing. Like you got to be honest. Like, and your numbers got to match up for you to think you're gonna go to a higher level, and your game got to match up to think you're gonna go to a higher level. A lot of people want to treat these colleges like they JUCOs now. Like it don't
Mhm.
work like that because what they don't realize is it's a lot of U's out there.
Yep.
So you better have a good relationship and know people if you're gonna enter that portal. Because if you don't, you're gonna be stuck in there.
Looking for a home.
Yep,
That's why I be telling these young guys. I'm like, dude, just work. Just put in that work, and you don't know what can happen.
absolutely.
And my biggest thing was like we got Michael Bays, Jalen Brown, all these cats from Hops and Murphy and them boys. And I don't understand why like school like Toledo or
Mm-hmm.
maybe EG or Ohio Southern. I mean little schools, D1 schools like that, I know some of them boys can play way
Oh,
better than some of that.
for sure.
But they don't even look at them. They just
Yeah. They go
I
to
don't know why.
Michigan.
I just don't understand. What do you can tell me about that, coach?
I think some of it is, I will say, I think from a coaching standpoint, having a kid from a hometown does come with a lot because they're real comfortable. They gonna be with like a select. They're not gonna be invested in the team as much because there's so much other stuff. Like they got their hometown friends there. They got that. I think coaches do consider that because that's one thing I know I talked to Hop about when he first got the job is like when you recruit within your city, you got to make sure you're getting the right kids. You got to make sure you're getting kids that's like low profile. You know they ain't gonna be out doing too much and this, that, and the other. Like, and their parents not gonna be a burden on you and stuff like that because they 5 minutes away. So I think like that may play a factor, but at the end of the day, I do think like because you see it a lot is where somebody else in the conference recruits the kid, and the kid becomes really good in the MAC when Toledo passed up on them, and I
Yeah,
think that does add fuel to some of these kids' fire when they see that like this other school in the same conference gave me a look, but my home school didn't. And I do think that does play a factor in like kids like being motivated. But for me, I really haven't understood it, but it has been happening a lot here.
yeah, it has been happening. But coach, man, let me tell you. Let me one more question before I let you go. Before I
Okay,
let you go, your finals, man, the NBA finals. What are you thinking, man?
it's gonna be Dallas and Boston. I hate to say it, but Boston probably gonna win the finals this year. I really do.
Don't say
I'm,
that.
I'm a Laker fan, but
Oh,
I know basketball, and they got the
hey,
team
look,
this year.
them hungry boy, them young boys
Yeah,
are.
they got like they can play multiple styles. They got a lot of great defenders. Like when Porzingis come back, that's just gonna unlock something else for them. So, but Dallas, they not. That's not gonna be an easy out because they
Oh,
play
it ain't.
basketball too right now. But I think like the Celtics, them, I think they done been through so much, even with these young guys like Jason Tatum and them. Like people don't realize how much winning they done, going to the conference finals time after time, getting to the finals. Like I think like it's about to just be a full circle moment where finally just this is the year it happened for them.
Yeah. Cause I seen them when they was first drafted from different spots. And they was playing. They made the playoff, got bounced. They made the Eastern Conference Final. They got bounced a couple times. Then they got bounced by the Warriors.
Yeah,
Steph
but you
Curry.
have sometimes to get to the top, so that's part of the journey.
Yeah, that's what they saying about Ant Man. They're like Ant. He's a problem, but he just might need a little more help, a little more growing up with somebody else.
Don't get there, but people, this league is so young. People forget like how young these dudes is. Like they really got more time than you think. Like this Ant, what like fourth year? I don't even think he got his second contract yet in the NBA.
No, he ain't. He haven't. I mean, he's a young gun, man. He's young.
So
Let's see.
these
I think it's maybe he's on his third year. This is maybe his third year.
third year, and
Yeah.
he like by storm just knocked off the defending champs. Like
Man, I couldn't man. My paces, dude, they just
yeah, losing
got
Halliburton,
slapped.
losing Halliburton was tough for them.
That was tough, man. I was not just that thought, like, man, they fought, man. They fought they tail off. But
And they had nobody to kind of control things and close out games. That's what
no.
kind of
Coach, I was sick, man, sitting there in front of that TV, like, man, what
they
what
go
is going on?
here for minutes. Young, they hungry. I love the way they play too. They share the ball. They move so well without the ball. Like that's one team I've been locked in on. Like these playoffs. Like just the way. Like when I talked about like playing random and just not
Yeah.
like play. They do a very good job of that. Just playing within the flow of the game and off each other. And that's where I kind of want to get my team to too.
Yeah, Rick Carlisle have him playing team ball, man. But I mean, just like you said, losing Halliburton, man. Neymar stood up, man. I mean, I had to give him his stride. He was,
He
but
took his opportunity for sure. He gonna get
yeah,
paid that series.
yeah, he gonna get paid, and we gonna keep him. We gotta keep him. We gotta bring him back. Halliburton, he got his money. Neymar got his money. Turner got his money. Obi Toppins, we might have to pay him a little bit, but that's fine.
Even like people like Denosa because he's been hurt for so long. Not having been Benedict Mathurin, that's a big
Yeah.
blow off the bench. He was having a great year, and I know Ben. He worked with my guy Charlie out in L.A., and I know like the type of work they put in. So I know like next year he about to come like with it because like the trainer he got probably one of the best. Like Charlie is that man. I wouldn't be where I'm at today without Charlie. I'll tell you that a friend. Like Ben gonna come with it next year, this summer, I'm sure.
I hope so, man. Cause man, I was talking some noise, man. I was barking like a dog. And we got
Yeah,
12. But I was happy, man. My Pacers, they finally winning, and
for
man, everybody
sure.
talking about y'all, you got this no name team that won't ever win nothing. So I was just giving the people the business, man. But
Sure.
I got next year, man. Got next year. Man, coach, again, man, I appreciate you coming on the show. Thank you so much. I will come to see some of your Ursula games. You're gonna have to send me a schedule,
Just
and
let me
I'm gonna run up on you on one of your games, man.
Absolutely. I appreciate you having me, man. Keep doing
Hey,
your great
yeah,
podcast.
thank you, man. Thank you, and I appreciate it, coach.
Yep.
Everybody, that was Coach Brown, new head coach of St. Ursula Ladies Academies. So again, I appreciate it. Thank you, Coach, for coming on. Such a blessing, and I got nothing but love for you. I can't wait to see what you put on the course, see how your ladies go. Maybe sooner or later I may have one on. Again, I may have another Hobson player come on next week. I don't know for sure. I got to talk with the young man, but hey, you know, keep an eye out, man. And you never know. I might have a couple football players coming out too. Hey, everybody, this is Mr. 35, and this is the 35 Sports Show. I really appreciate everybody showing up and showing out. So, as we go, let them take control.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gon' live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only got one, so you better go live it up. Cash in the bag, stadium packed. Baby, I'm bad,
Yeah.
baby, I'm bad.
I just wanna stay bad, stay mad. Chip on my shoulder cause they treat me like an outcast. I ain't gonna take that, stay back. I'll be swinging hard till the hits come in all caps. I ain't gonna lay back, pray that help me, ain't nobody like that. I ain't gonna wait, that's all fact. Give me one shot and I'll never get the throne back. I'm sick of being cautious, I'ma go cause something, can't stop this. I'ma steal everybody's lane, call it shoplift. Sick of hearing everyone complain when they thoughtless.